Welcome back, everyone. Jacqueline Jax from AVA Live Radio. What's going on? It's good to see you guys. Lots of stuff. Hello. Happy Monday to you. I've got my Curators picks up, and I'm really excited that one you were just listening to was Welcome Back, of course. I love that song. It just showed up in my inbox this morning, and I was like, yes, that is perfect to start this show. So congratulations, you got a show starter out of that one. Good to launch on Spotify. And I've got some really good music news for you guys today, too, as well. Positive news. From Spotify. I've heard two really good stories, and I'm going to share those with you coming up. But that song was by Jared Mark, and it was called Welcome Back. Yeah, so many good ones for you. Another good announcement for you guys that I wanted to draw attention to is the art and music stream that I've been working on out there on YouTube for my personal channel. So as you might or might know, if you're just meeting me for the first time, I am a music publicist and a radio show host, yes, but I'm also an artist. So all of this art behind me is actually my own artwork, and I've been doing it for a long time. I started sharing it on Instagram just recently and got a really good response. Like galleries started ordering the artwork, and people started ordering the artwork, which is pretty cool because up till then I hadn't really put it back up for sale in a while. But aside from that, aside from actually putting it on a website at jacquelinejax.com, I wanted to do a music and art stream because a lot of the people, due to COVID, right? We've all been kind of, I don't know, feeling a little down, feeling a little like we need some positive energy. So I thought it would be a great idea to do, while I'm doing art at night, to actually do some with you guys on a live stream and play some of this amazing music that we have here from AVA Live Radio. So we have paired it together, and now we've got this art stream. So today I did it at noon. So some days it's going to be noon and 10 p.m. If I can do that extra stream at noon, then I certainly will on my lunch hour. But if I am not able to, then you won't see me at 12. But for the most part, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel at Jacqueline Jax and you turn on the bell notifications, then you'll be able to see when those streams are live. It's going to be pretty fun, I can say. So when I know I'm going to go live, I usually try to do something like maybe make an announcement on social media or put something up so that you guys know what's going on. I will try my best to work something out with my newsletter. If I have some the thing is it takes a good half hour to tell you guys about something prior. So I figure the easiest thing is that just look for me at noon on Eastern time and 10 p.m. on Eastern time, rather than me spend a half hour notifying you of when a stream is going to go live, right when it's going to go live. So if I'm going to show up, those are the times I'm going to be there. In any case, it's going to feature a lot of this great new music. If you have new music, go and send it in to avaliveradio.info/airplay. That's avaliveradio.info/airplay. All right, let's move on. I got Easy Honey has got a brand new one called Fork You. That's right, Fork You.
I wanna fuck you because you want me to. You're born divine. It's okay, let's take a moment. We're living. You're made of wine.
Good song, right? I know. Such a good song. I love that one. It's just got such a good vibe to it. You were listening to Easy Honey. That was their new one, Fork You. It's such a good idea, actually. Great song, great band. I've always been a big fan of them, and I've enjoyed listening to their music quite often. So some of the news stories that I wanted to let you guys know about was one of them is that on Spotify, an artist that we recently launched gave me a great story. And I was like, it was so good because so much has been in the news about Spotify and how, they want to charge artists for advertising. And it's just been kind of heartbreaking and very discouraging for a lot of artists because, as you know, on social media, the way it goes, and just in case you don't know, is it literally goes like, you build your following on social media, they encourage you to do it, they want you to come and do that, right? But then what happens is then all of a sudden they turn around and they take the following away. And it's really heartbreaking because so many artists spend a lot of time trying to build their following. And, you don't want to spend all that time building a following to have them take it away, right? Or to say, okay, now that you've built the following on social media, thanks so much for supporting us. We're so glad that you showed up. We're so glad you were here and you did everything right. But now we're going to charge you to have access to the following. So that has been the typical thing that's happened on Facebook. It's happening on Instagram. It's happening everywhere. And I hear so many stories from artists saying, I spent the money for years on Facebook ads to try and build my following. But then what happened was I felt like I really wasn't connecting with the audience, right? And then they turned around and said, I'm only going to show your new post to 1% of the following that you've paid to build. And that just seems so unfair. And then on top of it, the same artist went over to Spotify and said, okay, I'm going to buy Spotify ads and I'm going to look and try and advertise through Spotify. And he said he spent like $250 on Spotify ads, and only to find out that, yeah, he got demographics, but he never even got to connect with one of those people on Spotify. There was no way for him to connect. So essentially, he's kind of paying for reach that should be free based on the song trending. Like maybe if it makes it to Fresh Finds, or he does have an email list and he gets them behind it, some kind of reward, right? Rather than just paying to have access on Spotify. And then they released it on the news as well that they want to do a new music discovery program where you give up your royalties. The very little bit of royalty that you actually get, they want you to give that up so that they can include you in Fresh Finds now. And to me, I'm like, wow, it just keeps getting worse. But I did have some good news, though, somewhere in here. So two of the good news things was, the first thing is that I started receiving release radars from Spotify. So that means that the people who I follow on Spotify, but also people similar to the people that I listen to on Spotify, and I listen to a lot of indie music. So I noticed that they haven't been sending me as much mainstream music in that release radar. So the key to getting your release radar to reflect more indie music, by the way, is to not listen to a lot of mainstream artists on Spotify. Because if you're music curator and you listen to a lot of mainstream, what ultimately happens is they're going to send you more of what you listen to. But if you listen to a lot of indie artists, you're not only going to get the new releases from those indie artists you listen to, but you're also going to get some new suggestions. So that was really good news because it rolled into my email on Friday flawlessly. And as a result, there were I'll tell you how many songs were on it in just a second, as soon as I look it up. But the point is that was one really great piece of news for Spotify. So bravo, they did that well. I got a bunch of new indie artists, not all like older discoveries, not all like mainstream artists. I got new people that I hadn't seen before. So as far as the release radar, including the ones that I had already been following, so people that I already am familiar with and I know, and the new people, that was 126 songs. I still think they could easily throw in 400 songs and I would be a happy camper for a week, you know? I think that the 126 is not enough songs for a release radar. I think that in this case scenario, because I'm a new person, I could go through those songs in a day. 126 is nothing, right? So they could up that, and I don't know why they just don't put larger lists together, because it's algorithmic, you know, so it possibly just could be better than that. The other good news, though, is that an indie artist just recently told me that they were picked for a local advertising campaign of which Spotify paid for, and they created billboards for those artists and put them locally in their surrounding areas. And I think they were electronic billboards. She sent me a picture of one. It was really cool because it was the cover of her album, and she had just released music, and she was an unknown artist. I mean, literally, she does not have a ton of followers, but they picked her anyway. And in her country, in her town, that was what was playing on the Spotify billboard. So, I mean, the reason obviously for doing this is they have to get your permission in order to use your cover art, and they know that. So it's kind of like, hey, we really love your cover art. And this is a really good encouragement for you guys to do great cover art and really do things above board there, because they do pick some of this cover art and they use it on billboards to advertise Spotify artists more than just mainstream. And that's really cool. As far as who they choose and how they choose, there is really no rhyme to reason. I think it's just they just choose it. She was on Fresh Finds, though, so perhaps if you make it to one of the algorithmic playlists that, like, several times, perhaps that's going to alert them to it, and that could be something that's great that rolls out. So at least they're doing these kind of programs where they are kind of helping push along some new music, and those are two of my favorite pieces of news from Spotify this week. All right, more news coming up for you, but first let's jump into 3 more songs on my Curators picks of the day. This is going to be part of a post on avaliveradio.info, so don't forget, you guys can go look it up there. And I'm going to play Snowflake Generation because I really love the new acoustic version of his song. He did a good job. This is an unknown artist that you really have not heard of, I guarantee it. Snowflake Generation is the name, and New World is the acoustic version of this song that I want to play for you guys. Enjoy it with Jacqueline Jax on AVA Live Radio.
Easy come, easy go. I'm undecided, need to make a move, living the life, trying to find the truth, I've been misguided, but I'm finding you, loving you. It's harder to change, easier to go your way. And when you make a mistake, don't give up so easily. Cause it's you, girl, I've been deciding on my future. I got excited about a new world. I tried tonight, but the truth hurts. Can't believe it, what I'm seeing. Can't believe the things I'm feeling inside. Understanding, unfamiliar, like you got the truth within your caring eyes. And take away all your pain. I was so young, it seems so far away. Memories paint a picture of a brighter day. No more rain, time takes a section, leaves a hole in my brain when I want it to stay. Cause it all gets blurry when you're gone, but I'll keep alive a memory in a song. Cause it's you, girl, I've been deciding on my future. I got excited about a new world. I tried tonight, but the truth hurts. So can't believe it, what I'm seeing. Can't believe the things I'm feeling inside. Understanding, unfamiliar, like you got the truth within your caring eyes. Understanding unfamiliar, like you got the truth within your caring eyes. No, 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 no. 'Cause you go. I've been deciding on my future. I got excited about a new world. Try tonight, but the truth hurts.
I like that song too. I know. I know that you guys were saying you liked his voice. He did a good job on it, right? I also like the artwork. I thought he did a really good job on the artwork as well. The that was New World, the acoustic version by Snowflake Generation. I haven't played a lot of him before, but I kind of keep my eye on him. You know, he's a new artist, and I just like to give people that little bit of extra push whenever. You never know. So I follow him on Spotify. I don't know if he knows it. He might. I'm kind of scoping out his music every once in a while. So something in the news came up today that really was almost disturbing to me, I have to say. I was kind of disturbed. I got to tell you about it because they're talking about the Grammys. And what it said was, do the Grammys matter anymore? And I was like, ooh, I got to read this because, you know, I have to say, every time they have the Grammys or any of these award shows, I ask you guys if you listen to them and you're like, no, I don't listen to those. I'm like, interesting. Because nobody seems to listen to them. Or if you do catch the show, you're always disappointed. You know, never is anybody saying, wow, that show was great. You guys are always like, no, I was disappointed. I turned it off midway through. I didn't really like it. You know, all that kind of stuff. So this was on the news. It says, do the Grammys matter anymore? The latest data doesn't look hot. Now, with that being said, listen, there's no live audience at these things anymore right now, right? So they're kind of, I feel like, pre-recorded or streaming in from quarantine where everybody is. So the performances feel a little bit lifeless, I have to say. And not everybody, well, especially, I should say this, unless you've been streaming for a long time or you've done a lot of live streams, you're not usually great at live streams. And thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. I'm just watching my live stream on Instagram right now. You know what I mean? So like if somebody's a mainstream artist, it doesn't necessarily mean that they've got like an awesome live streaming coach there with them. So the live streams aren't always that good. Like I've seen some live streams where I've like really been happy to see them on these shows, right? On the networks, but the lighting's not good, the sound's not good, and I feel like it's a real disappointment because we're used to seeing that artist perfect, right? And aside from that, there's a lot of digital stuff without the enhancements that come through, and the problem is that it doesn't translate well a lot of times onto a smaller a smaller, like a cell phone. So you don't really hear the artist like you should be. So I think that maybe this is with a grain of salt. I'm not sure. But here's what they said. They said, the latest data shows that fans are far less interested in the Grammys. And it's not just because of the controversy or the snubs. Yeah, they do a lot of snubs. It's true. But this just kind of goes to like, is the big four running everything still? Because I know they're running Spotify. I mean, Spotify is really well known for not being really the indie artist platform. It's supposed to be SoundCloud, right? Spotify is well known for 80% of the audience being listening to mainstream music and not really to indie artists, despite the fact that they have a page out there that says we want indie artists to, be self-sustaining. And that's not working on that platform. So the Recording Academy announced the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards nominations earlier this week on Tuesday, but the announcement has been met with sharp criticism from superstar artists and total ambivalence by the general public. That is nothing new. I mean, like I said, when I came into this little segment for the Daily Jacks today, it is nothing new that people don't really care about the Grammys anymore. They just aren't capturing the audience. There's too much going on social media for you to just sit there and watch these kind of shows. First, let's dig into what the artists are saying and how they might be impacting the fans. Almost immediately following the latest nominations, The Weeknd, who was notably absent from the list of nominees. And this is so true. Why did The Weeknd get snubbed? Because they have some great music. Took to Twitter to blast the Recording Academy for nominations this year. The Grammys remain corrupt. The Canadian pop star wrote, "You owe me, my fans, and the industry transparency." Drake chimed in, defending The Weeknd's stance while questioning the show's relevance. "I think we should stop allowing ourselves to be shocked every year by the disconnect between impactful music and these awards and just accept what once was the highest form of recognition. It may no longer matter to the artists that exist now and the ones that come after," Drake tweeted. This is true. There's something to be said for this. And this has been going on. Listen, that's not just this year. I have noticed this throughout the music industry for at least 5 years or more. It has been slowly declining and it has become very irrelevant because what's reflected on the Grammys is not really what the entire industry is listening to, because the music bloggers, although they do try to capitalize on the searchability of mainstream artists, they are listening to new and upcoming artists, which are never reflected in the Grammys. That doesn't happen for maybe decades after an artist has been out there, discovered, and already developed a fan base. So there's a lot of artists out there. If you've ever looked at the followings of new artists that you're hearing on Spotify or wherever else, that they have huge followings and they're doing great without the Grammys. So it doesn't really, it's not really the way that you measure up. Because the same people are always on the Grammys anyway. It's like a relative you keep expecting to fix up, but they can't change their ways, he said. So Drake's comment on how the perception of the Grammys is changing appears to be spot on, I think, as well. And this has been my experience in the music industry with people. They're just not Grammy target. They're not even promoting themselves anymore for that kind of thing. You know what I mean? People are really focused on the one-to-one, direct-to-fan marketing that we see here on social media. And I think it's important. I think it's the way to go, because the more you can keep in control of your own business and not be measuring your excitement, inspiration, and measuring your and your belief in yourself based on, a top recognized award that you might never get to, it feels like it falls short. It does. It feels like it falls short because there's so much good stuff in between that we really do need to focus on that is so much more important. So anyway, that was a really good story and kind of interesting. I'd love to hear your opinion. I want to know if you guys actually watch the Grammys. Do you watch them? Do you pay attention to them? Does it help you discover new songs that are out there? Does it matter? Are the same people on them all the time and you're just kind of like, this is nothing new? Do you even look at the list as it comes out? I'm really curious because I don't anymore. I really don't. I try to, but we don't even cover it anymore on the show because there's so much other stuff to cover that frankly is a lot more interesting. And I would rather write a story about an artist and how they're doing things differently than cover the same artist over and over again anyway. Anyhow, let's go into songs, shall we? Because that's a good way to break right into Lucy War. Got a new song out called Rip It Off on AVA Live Radio with Jacqueline Jack.
I could be going, but you keep me falling. Follow me around like a bad smell. Or is it me and I just can't tell? I haven't showered in 3 days, hair in a mess and I'm still in my PJs. Here we go again, I gotta start over again. Don't wanna go, no. Over again and go, no. Over again. And we know how all of this will end. Gotta rip it off, 'cause I can't pretend. And we know how all of this will end. Gotta rip it off, 'cause I can't pretend. I don't wanna talk about it, because it's not the done thing. Mine in a riddle, I'm stuck in the middle with nothing to bring to the table. Oh, I'm barely able to get out of bed, let alone sing. Here we go again, I gotta start over again. Don't wanna go, no. Over again and go, no. Over again. And we know how all of this will end. Gotta rip it off, 'cause I can't pretend. And we know how all of this will end. Gotta rip it off, 'cause I can't pretend. But it's okay to feel this way. We all say that we're fine, but that's not what's on our mind. We've got to rip it off, rip it all off again, rip it off, rip it all off again. This is my life and I won't pretend. And we know where all of this will end. Gotta rip it off, 'cause I can't pretend. Can't pretend. And we know how all of this will end. Gotta rip it off, 'cause I can't pretend. And we know how all of this will end. Gotta rip it off, 'cause I can't pretend. And we know how all of this will end. Gotta rip it off, 'cause I can't pretend. And we know how all of this will end. Gotta rip it off, 'cause I can't pretend.
Beautiful song and gorgeous voice also. Lucy War is who you were listening to there on AVA Live Radio's Curator Picks. I always like her songs, you know. I think she's got a great flavor in her voice. Something, a little bit of those highs that just jump in there. I love that, you know. I like to hear those variations in her voice, and she's got some catchy tunes for sure as well. Another new one that just came out is Finish Line by Sleuth. I'm excited to listen to this one. I actually haven't heard it yet. I just saw it on my list today, so let's listen to it together.
safer here on the ground, with your heart in chains and your eyes just looking down. But if you choose to love, it's gotta be enough. Baby, you can never fall too far or hard. If you give up, I will still be there. I will be the one to hold your heart for you. Oh yeah, and I will be there at the finish line. Oh, and I will be there at the finish line. Oh, and I will be there. Oh, you fly too high, clip your wings. You're below that radar, now you're circling. 'Cause it's safer here on the ground, with your heart in chains and your eyes just looking down. But if you choose to love, it's gotta be enough. Baby, you could never fall too far. If you give up, I will still be there. I'll be the one to hold your heart for you. Whoa, yeah, and I will be there at the finish line. Woo, and I will be there at the finish line. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I will be there. Whoa. After all this time, at the finish line, when you run with me, baby. Ooh, after all this will you be there? After all this time, at the finish line.
Yeah, that's just gorgeous, right? I mean, it's even more so if you know what the story is behind her new single, Finish Line by Sleuth. It gives me chills. And the reason why it gives me chills is because literally it's about her 12-year relationship with her husband, Aaron. She just brings so much heart into that ballad, you know? And that's why listening to it, it's about feeling so supportive of each other, you know, and the love that you have and that wonderful, God, it makes you want a relationship like that. It's amazing. I think it's one of her strongest songs, actually, listening to it. One, because it just came from a place, not that all of her songs don't, but instead of it being more artistic based, where she's just trying to think outside the box, this one is just pure and simple and just reflective, and it's all about the lyrics. I just love it. I mean, wow, well done. And the vocal, she killed it. She really did. I didn't even know she had that really big range. It's so big and bright and beautiful. So well done. Had to do it on my Curators picks because it totally deserved it. Another Curators pick for today, just so you guys know, Kingzilla's back with Blake. Got a new single. As you know, if you're a Kingzilla fan, as I am, you have to appreciate the layers of his music. He just really does it up. It's crazy energy. Here it is. It's called Hype for You.
We're so damn tired of your damn heart. We're so damn tired of all your lies, 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 lies.
Mr. Hannity, I'm living from the calm is now amongst us. But just like that, lightning strikes, here comes the thunder, the gods awaken. Clouds erupting, heavy winds, what comes next? The unpredictable. Is it the face of an angel upon us, or is it the wicked that's here with a vengeance? Turn to scripture, guns and roses, armed and dangerous, locked and loaded. Shiver me timbers, loco diablo, burning ground. Fuego, high pollution in the air, which causes optic blurry vision. Here comes another drum roll, which only means the gods of thunder has awakened. 2020, not the vision, but the year, Disturbia. Chef John Brown, at it again, it's time 7 in the back of the brother man. Fresh off the press, that's why I'm pushing up to catch the ambush before they rush. Can't believe in this day and age, it's forced me to push my pen this way. But birds of a feather flock together in these desperate times and desperate measures. Said it before and I'ma say it again, this is the year of the helter skelter. Fee, fi, fo, from the calm is now amongst us. But just like that, lightning strikes, here comes the thunder, the gods awaken. Clouds erupting, heavy winds, what comes next? The unpredictable. Is it the face of an angel upon us, or is it the wicked that's here with a vengeance? Turn to scripture, guns and roses, armed and dangerous, locked and loaded. Shiver me timbers, loco diablo, burning grounds. Fuego, high pollution in the air, which causes optic blurry vision. Here comes another drum roll, which only means the gods of thunder has awakened. 2020, not the vision, but the year, Disturbia. Chef John Brown, at it again, this time 7 in the back of the brother man. Fresh off the press, that's why I'm pushing up to catch the ambush before they rush. Can't believe in this day and age, it's caused me to push my pen this way. But birds of a feather flock together in these desperate times and desperate measures. Said it before and I'ma say it again, this is the year of the helter skelter. This is the year of the helter skelter.
We're so damn tired of your damn. We're so damn tired of all your lies, 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 lies,
So what'd you think? Kingzilla and Blake, Hype is the name of that one. Brand new out from them. If you've listened to some of the ones that we played here before on the radio show, they've all been really well received, especially by music curators. Of course, it's a specific taste, a specific audience for sure, you know, but I love it when artists are thinking outside the box and really pursuing that as their brand. And that is what you can expect from Kingzilla. You know, of course, some of the more popular songs that he's had have really blown us away. Like the first one that I ever played and I loved was Two Tribes, and that was still one of my favorites. In fact, I see artists that I know playing it at their gigs all the time when they have that little space in between, and that's really, really cool. You know, shout out to Greg Paddock for doing that actually in Detroit. Land of the Succubus was also a really good song and something that obviously our fans liked the best at 106,000 plays. That one definitely pursued a really different pace for him. And now Hype, of course, is also awesome, but already at over 16,000 people listening to Hype. And that's cool because it just came out. I mean, literally just came out. I just got the notification. Like I was saying, on Release Radar, it just happened. So I've got a couple more for you guys in the play, including this beautiful song by Dave Moulter and Alan Snyder. Have a Christmas song out. It's really beautiful. I love it. It definitely it brings us back to the days of like more classic artists, you know, like, I don't know, it kind of gives me a feel like the James Taylors of the decade. Give it a listen. It's called Where is Christmas? And I am so glad we're playing Christmas music right now. Can I just say that?
Why, it's that time of year when we all rejoice with the ones we love. But I've been searching high and low someone that I lost not so long ago. Where is Christmas this year? Where is Christmas this year? I've got no Christmas card, but let me know just where you are. Church bells ring and choirs sing. Maybe I can ask the newborn king, where is Christmas this year? There's no joy if you're not here. Maybe a shining star can guide me to where you are. I would travel oh so far. I would pay any cost to make up the time we've lost. I miss you. I miss you. Where is Christmas this year? There's no joy if you're not here. Yeah, maybe a shining star can guide me to where you are. I would travel oh so far, and I would pay any cost to make up the time we've lost. I miss you. I miss you. Where is Christmas? Cause you're my Christmas.
So beautiful. He sung that so well. Dave Moulter with Al Snyder, Where is Christmas? They have to write more of those songs. I just love it. It's not only just for Christmas songs, but this team together could write some amazing lovers ballads. And I do really, really well with romantic music. I mean, we have a lovers playlist that has been going on for like years, and it's still the number one page on our website that gets the most traffic. So literally I try to introduce new songs to it as often as possible for all that traffic. I mean, we're talking about like thousands of people hit this one page every single day. It's crazy. And they would write a great love song. They do. They kind of remind me of like, you know, like Against All Odds, right? They could write one of those songs. Totally could. I love that Christmas song. It's on our Christmas playlist. We have a Christmas playlist out there. We push it out on social media all the time, but you can get it on AVA Live Radio. Just go to the main website. You'll see it right up there. We have a page, and we have another Christmas show coming up this week, actually, to feature more of those fun songs for you. Next up is Rain Music. Has a brand new single out that is just gorgeous as well. This one's called Grip. Let's give it a listen, and then I'll tell you guys a little bit about the single right after. I mean, I kind of like don't want to spoil it for you. I mean, what do you rather? Do you rather like hear about the single before you listen to it so you listen more intently, or do you like hearing about the single after you listen to it so you go back and listen to it again, or try and remember what's going on? I just don't know what is better to do for you all. In any case, this is for someone who's going through a rough time in life. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to play the song. Grip by Rain Music.
Relax your mind. I'll be right here for you, baby. Always. Don't lose your grip, 'cause you're just my type, baby. Hear me. I'll please you careful. Caress you careful. I'll keep it sensual. Release, don't tease the mind. Bring me closer.
That was Rain Music with Grip. Great song, right? I mean, amazing. I just love the vibe of that song. How can you go wrong? So Grip is about being there for someone that is going through a rough time, dealing with anxiety, panic attacks, fear of loss. Oof. Haven't we all been there? Well, I would hope not all of us have been there, but it is something, especially right now, that people are going through for sure, you know? Especially the elderly. Got to watch out for people that you love. It's tough. People are having a really, really rough time out there. COVID has been quite a long time along, and this winter, you know, it's hard enough to go into a winter if you're not crazy about winter, but it's one of those things where being alone and having the struggle and having to worry about your health is something that it's a really hard thing to go through alone. So reach out to people. That's what this reminds me of all the time. But they delivered such a beautiful soaring vocal and a touching vibe on this song. I mean, the song surrounds the listener. Definitely. You feel like you're comforted with a blanket of atmospheric sound. So I was really happy to add this to my Curators picks for today, because I just thought they did a great job on it, you know. San Diego, California is where the artist is from. Definitely they have an affinity for 80s R&B music, things like After 5, they noted. Neo soul, indie dark music is something they're really into. Modern songs, definitely like lots of drama and intensity. And if that's what you can expect from this artist, then I want more, because I really love the sound, and I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful song. Something you could imagine listening to an entire album of this easily. You know, I remember, it reminds me, you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember that movie with Sharon Stone in it? Not the one you're thinking of, but it was, I got to look it up. Let's see, Sharon Stone movies. The soundtrack to this movie had a lot of this vibe to it, and I remember I was in love with the soundtrack. It's called Sliver from 1993. Listen to the soundtrack for Sliver, because there are some songs in Sliver that has that really dark kind of atmospheric, and I remember hearing it in the background of the movies as I went through. This kind of music really does well in movies because it's so dramatic, and that's what I associate the sound with. So immediately the first thing I would think is just wrap Grip and Rhine music around this atmospheric blanket of sound and just keep pushing that out to people, because that is not only going to be great for bringing in revenue for movies, but it's also going to be something that people can go to this artist for. You know, I would associate them with, well, we got to have them on the art stream. You know that. You know I'm playing the music on the art stream for sure tonight. So stay tuned, because 10 p.m. and I'll be there. All right, finally for my Curators pick. What are we in? We're on 59 minutes. I'm right there. I got one more song for you guys. Living Waters has a brand new Christmas song out called City of Joy. I wanted to play it for you guys here today. This is the live version. They actually are getting me a recorded version that's cleaned up a lot, but I just wanted to play the live version. I think it's really awesome, and they did a great job on the song. It's called City of Joy. New Christmas song for you guys. Hope you guys are having a great day. This is Jacqueline Jax for AVA Live Radio. Be safe. Go stretch out and chill for a little while. Come visit me tonight at 10 p.m. on the art and music stream on my YouTube channel at Jacqueline Jax. And also don't forget to give your friends, family, and everyone that you love a big, big digital hug today. And tell them I sent you. Bye.
There is a place to go where joy will overflow. I know. There is a place to go where joy will overflow. I know. God comes down
rise above.
My faith will lead me where my God will really care, 'cause he's there, yeah, he's there, yeah. My faith will lead me where my God will really care, 'cause he's there, yeah, he's there.
I should hang up the phone, you said maybe.